everybody. It's Megan, Megan and Kegan with the Keepin' It Cool podcast. We are the founders of the Keep Cool Eco Sleeve and Eco Simplicity. Back at you for another episode.
We liked it so much, we did it twice.
Oh, yeah.
So, welcome back. Quick recap. Episode 1, we talked about Neva. That experience was awesome. And we also talked about how you should buy your concert tickets. And there's some pretty good thoughts in that.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched it yet, go back and check it out.
Go check it out, yeah. This episode is about us. Our entrepreneurial journey.
Year 1.
Hopefully, we can have some more of these. So this has been a process. These products are getting polished over time. It wasn't always so. Yeah, let's go back to where it all began. How did this idea come about? What was the problem? And how did the solutions come about? Megan, go ahead.
Well, I was working at a nonprofit that was working on its annual golf outing. And we were having a conversation about the kind of giveaways to give away to the people who came to the golf outing. And there were two schools of thought that had very strong opinions. One was the pro-koozie school of thought that was like, yes, I love having a koozie. I love having my drink cold and it not warming up. It, keeping my hand dry. It's great. The other side was like, yes, that's great and all, but I have a junk drawer full of these things that I never use. They are never there when I need them. The last thing I want is another one of these things cluttering up my house.
I want to say she came home and was just expressing the conversation, and I was like, but you could have both. And with that was the inception of an idea where it is a temporary product, much like a flyer. It does the job, and it doesn't seem so wasteful.
Mm-hmm.
Foam takes forever to break down in a landfill. We don't need to go into our whole sales pitch and everything, but this product is made out of paper, and paper is awesome. So that was the inception of this idea, and it has certainly grown since then. So I think next we should probably talk about the growing process and some of the struggles we had.
Well, I think a big thing was even figuring out where to get this material, who could cut it for us, who could print on it for us, and we were not and still are not in many ways experts in, corrugated materials, but boy, have we learned a lot.
Yeah. So we didn't really get into who we are necessarily. I'm an engineer mind, but what I do right now, I've done magnets, I've done sensors, I've done furniture. I work in furniture right now as my full-time gig. So learning about cardboard, whole different thing. You think cardboard simple? No, it's a big monster of an industry. The best way for us to source this material, this corrugated cardboard single-sided material, was out of the roll. You can get it out of the roll for cost-effective amounts, and my thinking was you could also print it and cut it out of the roll pretty easily. Well, it took us a long, long time to realize.
We were wrong.
Yeah, that was a big problem, because making out of a flat material was really beneficial to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, printing on this stuff, nobody wanted to do it. It took us forever to find someone to print for us. And since we found someone, it's great. And we kind of have a better idea now of who the appropriate individuals are to print on this. But before that, we were totally in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes you just don't know that you don't know something. We went to trade shows and all kinds of stuff for like the wrong industry. Like we took a day off work, spent the whole day doing something that basically the thing we learned was you are in the wrong spot.
Yes.
This is not where you need to be. And we're like, okay, good to know now. We got some other really awesome connections out of it.
It was PAX Expo.
Yeah, it was a PAX Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not PAX, the gaming expo, the PACK in Chicago.
Yeah.
We went to that one, and yeah, we were totally over our head in that situation. So one of the other things we were kind of stuck on was the assembly process, and we're still kind of figuring that out. So how are we going to get these two pieces to bond together? This piece to this piece. What we have found through trial and error is we have a pretty good interlocking system. We came here to our library and used a laser cutter to demo it, and Megan spent some serious time cutting out paper with many different iterations to find the most ideal solution. But before that, we were doing glue. And that would be a multi-step process too. You'd have to apply the glue, and then you would have to bond the glue. We were doing double-sided sticky. That worked, but it wasn't favorable. It adds material, which adds waste, which takes away from our value proposition. We are wanting to be the least wasteful can cooler in the market with the best, most vibrant graphics and QR codes. That's our thing. So you add waste like gluing or additional assembly processes. It's not our market. So.
And again, shout out to the Allen County Public Library and their makerspace, which we're at again because we love the library.
Yeah, the next thing we wanted to talk about here is we had an idea and we want to execute on that idea, but we want to protect our assets. We're spending a lot of our time, our energy, and our money on this. So one of the first things I did, and kind of the thing that made us start marching forward with this project is this business is I filed a provisional patent. Just the real quick how to do it. I went on Rocket Lawyer. Rocket Lawyer helped out. It probably ended up costing me $500 by the time I was done with it. That's probably an overestimate, but I just want to be safe. Yeah, it's a good idea to protect your product, and that was our best way to protect it as we start thinking about it. So yeah, that was one thing we did to protect our product. The other thing is we kind of kept our mouth shut about it for a while. We talked to our friends, our really close friends and our family, and that's about it. And when we worked with a supplier, we did have them sign an NDA, which I sourced. I originally sourced through Rocket Lawyer, but actually they signed our NDA, or we signed their NDA, which is totally normal. Just read through it and make sure it's a good NDA that's protecting both parties. But the IP tightrope, that's a challenging. How do we talk about our idea and express it and get buy-in on it without giving our idea away to potential idea pirates? Because we're spending a lot of time and money on it.
Yeah, and honestly, so we've a year later gone through the process and had it, put in our application for a full patent.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that, when we were speaking to lawyers, they said was a good thing that we did was that we put the patent in first and then we started talking about it. Because technically, your 1-year timeline and your protection starts when you first either do put in the patent or start talking about it. So if we had started talking to people first and then waited 6 months, we would have already kind of started our timeline without having known it. So the fact that we had that provisional in before, like we went to Louder Than Life, before we went to NEVA, before we started kind of sharing this with the world, really did help protect our IP. So I think we've talked a lot about the kind of the background and the nuts and bolts of things. I guess what are some of the things that really made it feel like, because I mean this is a grind. Like every day you're just like grinding it out and hoping that things are going to work. What are some things that made it seem like, yeah, like we're doing it, we're making the good progress, we're going somewhere with this thing. So,
well, I think I'm going to speak for both of us on this. One of the really cool things, and it's kind of just a silly little adult thing that we did, when we went and got our bank card and opened up a bank account with our personal bank, it was really cool to see our company's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Another pivotal moment was when we got our first set of samples. Just opening up that box full of random junk, it looked like almost, because it was all curled up and it was the early iteration. And yeah, we were still figuring out a lot back then. But opening that up just felt like so surreal, like it's finally happening. And then we took those to Louder Than Life. And the experience, it was a grind. It was a fun grind to just go out there and hand these things out and be like, hey, enjoy our can coolers here.
Zap you every time.
Yeah. So Megan had a pretty cool idea to promote it when we were doing that. Are you wearing the shirt now? Free beer.
Oh, I don't think I am wearing that one.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah. By the way, we got our swag shirts on. Yeah.
That was also cool.
But yeah. So, Megan, what was your quote again?
Oh, so we were at Louder Than Life, and we wanted to like pass this around in the campground and like have people try it out and stuff. I'm like, how are we gonna get people to come over to us? So we made a big sign that said free, and then in really tiny letters it said rude, and then it had another big letters that said beer. So we were walking around with this big sign that looked like it said free beer, but in fact said free root beer. And people would come up and they were like, oh, and we're like, would you like a root beer? Yeah. And they're like, people still took it because they like free stuff.
Yeah, it was in the morning.
It was pretty early. It was like 10:30 in the morning.
That was really surreal. Handing those out. We had a wagon that we were trugging through the campground with a cooler with root beer and a bunch of our samples, and we give people root beer with one of our samples on it and go, hey, drink up and use our can cooler there. And think about it. It has our QR code on it, and it's something that your guys' companies could use in the future. Getting some of the manufacturing set up has felt really real, and it has not been easy. It has been a grind to have these conversations with people, and so when you struggle so much, it really makes you appreciate when you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, some of those manufacturing moments have been pretty glorious.
Oh yeah,
pretty glorious. But then the next one that I can think of would be NEVA. Probably.
Oh yeah, NEVA was incredible.
Yeah, and not just because NEVA's an incredible event, and it is. Like, it was so well done. Like I said in episode 1, it was so well done. Things were so well executed. Good vibes, good people, but it was successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we felt like we had a lot of traction with those people.
Mm-hmm.
There was a good number of people who were like, "This is a great idea. I want to do this." So it feels good
Mm-hmm.
to see the people, hear about the people that are in the environment that we want to sell to. They like the idea.
Yeah.
Um, so that's been really cool, and we hope to build on that as we're going forward. Looking ahead, some of the things we're working on, sales, marketing, establishing relationships in different industries. Uh, we look to be in sporting industries as well as the concert industries. This product belongs in both. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's going to be great if we can get into both. Uh, Grinding the golf scene right now, um, trying to get some golf folks on board. The other thing is there's been some expressed concerns that they don't want people assembling these. I thought it was kind of a cool feature that they would assemble them. Felt like a DIY kind of fun experience for people. And then they could assemble them into two different ways. They could pick out their preferred. But I think at the end of the day, we want it to be able to ship assembled. So that's one of our next goals, and I think it's pretty attainable. Um, we're just gonna have to tweak some things and maybe make some fixtures and stuff. And well, given the time and energy, that's potentially what I'm good at. So maybe I'll get to show off some of my chops. So I think it'd be good for us to go over reviewing some advice for first timers just like us. Um, the first thing I'm going to say is reach out to your town, your city, find local organizations that help you out. Libraries being a great one. Probably a library would be a good one just to even kind of source some of those other ones. Some of the organizations we found locally, the Seed organization, that'll be a good one for getting a facility set up. Um, what are some of the other ones? Matchbox was a great one. Um,
The Small Business Development Center here in Indiana.
yeah,
You'd be surprised what you can find if you just ask. So
yeah,
universities are a good resource as well.
yeah.
Your, people that you know. There's a lot of organizations out there that are designed to help entrepreneurs, that are designed to help people in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be afraid to ask. So Fortitude Fund, got some information from them. They're a good resource.
We've definitely talked to our sales friends. To my sister, she's a big part of our learning about sales. We had another gentleman we talked to. He's been really helpful. Yeah, so reach out to people and get resources where you can. We've got our CFO, as you would call it. He's a friend of ours. He's helping us out. Yeah.
Thank goodness. I'd say a good online resource, actually. I have been like scouring LinkedIn since we started this process and found so many people who know a heck of a lot more than I do about where the beverage industry is headed, changes in that industry, about the music scene, about corrugated cardboard, about composting, about like all these things that I don't know anything about, but they are experts in. And my journalism background tells me if you don't know something, go find the experts. So
Yeah.
that has been great to just follow them and, see what they know, follow the organizations they follow, research those organizations because just have learned so much. I mean, I literally think that's how we found Neva was through LinkedIn, or something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. Stepping back, when we went to the PAX, actually one of the best things we did there was we stumbled across the Purdue Northwest booth and had a conversation with that lady. I don't remember her name now, but she got us in contact with several people and led us down the trail of taking the Matchbox Accelerator course.
Mm-hmm.
And that has taught us a lot about the entrepreneurial industry, like getting an elevator pitch, getting a slide deck together, those things, the fundamentals, which, neither of us are business majors or salespeople. So that was definitely a good thing for us to learn about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So shore up your weaknesses. And you could do so a lot of different ways. Chat GPT is helpful, but you got to be maybe a little vigilant with some of those things. Generative AI is awesome when it's awesome and awful when it's not. Sometimes it gives you bogus information, but take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a race.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other. Build on successes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be critical of each other as a couple. We're going to make mistakes, both of us. And other people in your organization, as you grow, are going to make mistakes. You gotta. It's a business. You gotta learn from things and show each other kindness and understanding.
Yeah. And I think know that this is a journey, and that's one thing that I'm working on understanding right now is you see people who are like, oh, these entrepreneurial success stories and they, made it big. And it's like, but you aren't seeing the like months and months and months of the grind that they have put in. And that's another thing at LinkedIn. Sometimes you can find those people, and there's a lot of people on LinkedIn that are just like peacocking around about their success stories. But when you can find the ones that are honest about, the struggles they've been through and how long it took them, and when they were, I'm thinking about the Jesse Cole from the the Savannah Bananas talking about, our first year we didn't sell at any games. We were playing crowds of like 1,000 people. We weren't making ends meet, but we believed in this dream. We kept working and we kept making it better, and we kept iterating and improving. And now they have huge wait lists for their events. So it was not an overnight success. They've been going at this for 5 years. But
yeah, by the way, Jesse, check this product out.
Fan
It's
first.
sweet. Yeah, it's for the fans, as well as your marketing department.
Yeah, but
one foot in front of the other. Take care of each other. So coming up next, on our next episode, we're going to talk about
concert hot takes.
Hot takes.
Yeah. We have some strong opinions about things like crowd surfing and mosh pits and concert etiquette, and whether or not you should wear a band's t-shirts to their shows.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. So, if you have any opinions on what we've shared here or what we're going to talk about, put them in the comments below. I think I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe and follow and all those things.
Yeah.
Just, if you're watching this, we appreciate it. So.
Yep. And remember, be cool to each other.